Welcome everyone to the iRacing Super Formula. Let me see if I can do this again. It's been a while. Welcome to the ImSim Super Formula B series here on the iRacing service. There we go. I'm a one-man crew doing this today, so cut me a bit of slack. It's been a while. But we are here at the Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps, the first week of the iRacing Super Formula series as well. The qualifying is currently underway, so we're just kind of killing a bit of time. There are about 2 minutes left in qualifying. Currently, Tomas Simon, or I think Tomas Simon is how his name is pronounced, is sitting at the top step of the podium for the starting grid. A total of 24 cars are expected to start here very shortly. 4 cars have yet to qualify out of the 18, as a few drivers are currently still setting their laps, and I think let's take a peek at some of them here as they go and set their laps around the circuit. And right when I say that, some of them are not doing that as of yet. But welcome. It's been a while. I have zero sound apparently for the time being, but we'll get that adjusted. As there is one car in the very distant back, 1 minute 20 seconds left in qualifying. I think just about everybody's done for the most part. So we will fade away the ever so giant logo and see if we can get on board. Ah, thank goodness. On board Lucas Walzak right now for the time being. That is not how I expected the speed to appear, but you know what? We'll roll with it. Of course, again, it's been a while. Some of these changes will occur by next week if I am doing this by next week. And this would be in glorious 1080p, but yeah, that didn't go well with the encoder to break the fourth wall for a little bit. So we're doing 720, as it looks like Lucas has decided to opt out of completing his qualifying run. Fair enough. There was about 30 seconds left in the first place, so I don't blame him. There's no time left. Might as well just call it and go from there. As Juzak just finishes his time, goes P14. There will be mispronunciations, I should stress. I cannot stress that enough, and I do apologize for any and all mispronunciation. Let's see if we can go rapid fire down the starting grid here. Starting in first place is, if it cycles back to first place, there we go, Tomas Simon, Jacob Swiderski will start off in second place. Third place is going to be Marcus Alcrone. Jacob Reed will start off fourth. Fifth place is going to be Jaroslav Roth, while Max, where again Marcus from, where Max Shabali will start off in sixth place. Seventh place is going to be Harry Foster. Jacob Oberslach will start 8th. Ninth place is James Dempster. Victor Aud, hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, starts off in 10th place. 11th is Jamie Byrne. Enzo Fittipaldi starts off in 12th. All right, that's unexpected. We'll keep rolling on. Leon Flukegeyer, might be pronounced a bit differently, but Flukiger, I believe that's how it's pronounced. I could be wrong. Starts off in 13th. Milukaj Juzak starts off 14th. 15th place is Joe Kaplan. And we'll continue to scroll through as the drivers continue to form on the starting grid. Not everyone is lined up just yet, luckily, and this is a slight excuse for me to not butcher any more names. But we'll have to pronounce them at some point. But 22 cars, I miscounted a bit earlier, are starting off in this event, as only a few more cars have yet to grid. It's only 2 of them did not set a time, I believe, but that is your starting grid here for Super Formula B, in the most part. Both Hondas and Toyotas here at tonight, or this afternoon's event, depending on your time zone at least. Could be evening, could be night. Good time zone for the most part is what we're going with here. It's been a while, so cut me some slack. It's been a couple years since I've done any form of broadcasting, so it's been a while. Hope that's not actually buffering, because if it is, that is a problem. But regardless, lights are up on the starting gantry. You can barely hear the engines for the most part, but regardless, the green flag flies, and we are underway here at Spa-Francorchamps, and already that is Max Shelby making his way through the field, trying his best to just dive through. We'll see if we can adjust the volume here momentarily. But regardless, a couple of drivers already 3 wide for the most part, down and going into Eau Rouge. Through Radion, everyone just sorts out. And so far is about to say, as there's a huge crash on the inside, that is the 7 of JD Rodriguez, who is pretty much out already right when we get going. And that did not take long. Let's ride on board here on the roll bars. There's a couple drivers at 10 to 17 having some issues, but Rodriguez, oh man, just nowhere to go. As Tomas Simone leads the field through, the 16 of Joe Kaplan getting passed by as Iclago Rodriguez. Probably mispronounced that by a huge margin. Alright, halfway through the first lap here. 19 laps here at Spa. That's one car way off track. Not sure who that is just yet. That looks to be the 12 of Roth. Not sure what exactly happened there. I'll take one look at it momentarily. Let's see, what exactly happened to the 12 of Yaroslav? Yaroslav Roth just gets loose and goes wide. Hangs on to it though for the most part, but goes lawn mowing. And I never expected to see a Super Formula catch air, but we learn something new every day, I guess. So Tomas Simone continues to lead the field, led by Marcus Alacrone. And Jacob Reed in 3rd place. Battle for 4th here, as here goes Harry Foster to the left-hand side. Can he get anything done in time? No, not yet. The volume will eventually be adjusted, but we're waiting for a break in the action here as we ride on board Foster. Jacob Swiderski under fire, believe. No, not even using... Foster's not even using overtake yet. We will see that being used as they go side by side through Lacombe, and just about. Great pass by Foster on the outside there. So it looks like there was just another pass as well. Leon Fleicher getting by Jamie Byrne in the number 8 here. This very beautiful looking car. My goodness. So while we have a quick chance, let's see if we can do this very quickly. We'll keep the graphics up on screen, if that helps any, and hopefully it will. But we're going to fade out really quickly and adjust the volume momentarily. Shouldn't take too long. Taking a bit longer than I thought, apparently, to just get out of the one of the settings that just seems to be very persistent. And we are back. Luckily, nothing was missed. So the field relatively spread out. Let's see if we can bring up the gap again without the timing tower exploding on itself. I believe James Dempster just got past Max Shelby. The 12 of Roth has had an issue, though. Looks like off on the infield. Not sure what happened. And, ooh, well, we have a slight idea as to what happened here. Oh, got tagged from behind. Let's see if we can take one more look at that. Wasn't expecting that to happen out of absolutely nowhere for the 12 of Roth. One more attempt. And that behind is the 15. Oh, man, just tried for a move, and that just didn't go well for Roth. Getting back into the flow of things. We're getting there. But for now, out of 22 cars, 2 of them are out. As Tomas Simone leads the way. Marcus Alacrone still in second place. Everyone knows that we spread out, so let's see if we can go to a closer battle here as you see all the gaps. Well, we would if they weren't exploding on itself. Looks like, yeah, for the most part, everyone's relatively spread out. I'd say about around here, about top 10-ish, is a little bit of a battle here, at least something that's brewing. Correction, might be top 9 because I believe, no, that's top 8, that's James Dempster. And a few drivers going side by side up over here for the 4th place position. Swiderski leads this little group. This is Foster, then Enzo Fittipaldi, and then Jacob Orloslak. They seem to follow themselves out as Alacrone and Reed are in the battle of their own, apparently. Reed just gets by down the Kemmel Straight, not using overtake by the looks of it, still in Reed recharge mode. As that little green flashing light that you see just above the halo. You see that doing a very solid on-off. That means that the driver is under the 100, I believe it's 100 seconds that the driver has to wait, at least until the next lap. So you see also on the left-hand side of the steering wheel, that purple flash means that driver is not allowed to use overtake. So once you use overtake for a certain amount of time, once you use overtake in general, you're not allowed to use it for 100 seconds or until the start of the next lap. I don't remember which one it is specifically, but I believe it's 100 seconds. And then when the driver is deploying overtake, you'll see the green light rapidly flash. Back to this little battle around 5th place now. In fact, it might be 4th place at this point. Harry Foster is starting to fall back just a little bit. So keep an eye on it right here with a little graphic in the bottom right corner. Side by side between Swiderski and Fittipaldi. Fittipaldi, I believe. No, Swiderski on the outside lane. Fittipaldi just manages to get that pass complete. As they go right through the chicane and then moving on to the next lap. Now, let's see if we can actually get the ticker working without it exploding for a few seconds. Looks like both Foster and Swiderski are in recharge mode. Let's see if the timing intervals play nice, and of course, they do not. Fittipaldi using overtake, passing on the left-hand side, gets right by Harry Foster quite easily, actually, and turns off overtake right there immediately enough. So Foster's going to try and have a go. Left-hand side into the Lacombe chicane, barely tries to make a move, but just couldn't get it done. That's not going to stop this battle from continuing on. All this just for 4th place. Looking through the field, this might be just about the closest battle that we have. I'll just keep an eye on these 4 drivers for the moment. In fact, let's go through the field a little bit. Back to 9th place. I'll bring this up. Max Chablis running in the 9th place position. Fell a couple spots, as you see. Started 6th place, running 9th for the time being. So trying to have a bit of damage control, at least. Both Chablis and Dempster are in their recharge mode, or I don't know, it's not a recharge necessarily. It is overtake. You do have 200 seconds available to you, but it's not a recharge. I'm not sure why I'm calling it a recharge, but it won't stop Dempster from trying to make a pass for the 9th place position, left-hand side, into the final chicane. Can't quite get there in time, but he'll continue on as, locking up as we see that live. Chablis having a moment, as we say. And that allows Jamie Byrne to get through to 9th place. And it looks like Victor Aud is using overtake. You see the rapid flashing on the halo. That's great that it's overcast, actually. You can definitely see that through here, and especially with this camera shot right here. He's going to go down the left-hand side of Jamie Byrne, down the Kemmel straight. Relatively easy pass. And the battle just behind them as well, as that pass is complete. As Rodriguez and the all-black number 21 trying to stay on the inside. Correction, the number 14. Rodriguez in number 14. It was Juzak that was in the all-black number 21. The battle again for about the 5th place position. These drivers are still battling out, and I do not blame them. We got the timing gaps up momentarily. It turns out I know exactly what the issue is, so we'll see if we can get that up post-haste, as they say. I don't think anyone says post-haste, let's be honest here. But in the meantime, let's go back to the 10th place position just about. Take out that little battle graphic as well. Well, it's not a bad idea to keep in mind a couple of the battles throughout the track, as Jamie Byrne is going all defensive with James Dempster in that all-white Super Formula. Dempster, probably understandably enough, just holding back for the most part. Probably couldn't get a pass done, didn't trust himself. So he'll choose to just sit back and relax through the bus stop chicane. Victor Aud is just ahead in that number 10 car, as Joe Kaplan and Juzak are battling right now for the time being, as well as, well, I would try and pronounce the same. Royskowitz is my first impression. Could be wrong. Kaplan body checks the numbers 21 out of the way. Oh, that is one way to get a pass, but not the most ideal way. Let's see what happened here on board Kaplan. And, well, while the space was open, run this back one more time. While the space was open, and of course, Kaplan's in the top split. I am nowhere near. I have about 2,000 iRating, so I can't exactly make the most criticisms, but as constructive criticism, maybe not the best, not the most ideal move that I would have made in that position. We'll go with that. Up to 4th place now. The 4th place battle between Harry Foster and Enzo Fittipaldi. I'm pretty sure that is the actual Enzo Fittipaldi. Who knows? So we might be having at least a couple issues, at least in terms of the live broadcast, but still recording, luckily. So we will put this up afterwards. But regardless, James Dempster in trouble in the infield. It's like he had the collision with actually, he went wide. Let's run this back one more time. He did go wide, actually. What happened with James Dempsey here? Or Dempster. Just locks up suddenly, and then... huge collision. Not sure who that other car is. Oh, that's Max. I'll take an onboard look from the number 11 machine. And, Max Shabley, just nowhere to go. That's, I would have to say a racing deal. He couldn't really do much there with that. As Enzo Fittipaldi will come back. Harry Foster, side by side, gets by down the Kemmel straight is Enzo Fittipaldi. So Foster now has to defend from Swiderski. Nearly halfway through this event, Fittipaldi up to 3rd. Meanwhile, Simone, Reed, and Alecron have all checked out. The gap between all of them is about 4 seconds total. Although there might be a little bit of a battle here brewing between Reed and Alecron. Let's see if we can get the, let's see if we have a moment to adjust the timing for the timing tower here momentarily. I have to go through quite a few things, but regardless, should be fixed momentarily as Alecron tries to at least look for a pass on Jacob Reed. Nothing doing as of just yet, so they'll sit back, wait a little bit. In fact, I believe they're just about, well, not necessarily, they're both reeling in Tomas Simone. And I say reeling in, well, by about 0.03 of a second, if anything, comparing the last few lap times. All down the Camel Straight, we'll see. Does Alecron go for the move? Left-hand side, Reed goes incredibly defensive. Can he put up a fight down the entire Camel Straight? Neither of them using overtake. Reed will fall back behind. It looks like Leon Flicker gets passed by Jacob Oberslack, as again this battle between Fittipaldi and Foster continues on. Foster just hangs on to it. And they went wide a little bit. There's a driver as well just in the back. I believe it was Oberslack. That just held on to it as well. A little bit wide. So, again, a few battles throughout this field. As for the Fittipaldi's going to try and find his way around. Foster trying to keep that top 4 position as all to himself. We'll see as they go through Puon. Now, the one thing that ATVO does not have data for, / is not able to provide, is the exact numbers of how many seconds that are left of push-pass, at least that I personally know of. But we can see that from the steering wheel from the various drivers, of how many seconds they have left if we catch them, with how many seconds they have left if anyone's using it. Again, maximum of 200 seconds available to all the drivers if they do choose to use it. I don't see why not, but to be fair, if you're Enzo Fittipaldi, you don't really need it. Going down the left-hand side in the bus stop chicane, Foster, though, with the preferred lane on the right-handed entry, will retain that 4th place position and get a much better exit by the looks of it. Once we get timing and scoring up, we'll get timing and scoring up momentarily. Everything should be properly adjusted. It looks like Alecron and Reed battling side by side still. Reed gets by for, Alecron rather gets by for the 2nd spot on the podium. We're just about halfway through. Give or take, maybe 4.5 kilometers, just about. Let's see how Foster and Fittipaldi are doing, and everybody else. In fact, we could just, we could keep a side eye on this battle, and we'll throw this up in the corner. And we'll keep an eye out and see if anything changes. A bit of underfloor scrape by the look of it from Jacob Reed. Manages to hang on to it, though. Down to the left-hand side, or the right-hand side, I should say, goes Reed. And just like that, immediately passes Alecron back for position in the bus stop chicane. A very ideal passing zone. As we'll see what happens here between Foster and Fittipaldi. They're side by side as we switch back. And just trying to get the edge out is Harry Foster, but he just can't quite get there. He almost had it there in the left-handed section. Both drivers have no overtake available to use. Foster jinks out. Thought about diving down, but he's right on the gearbox. Looking back from Enzo Fittipaldi, Foster just trying to figure out where to go. He's kind of stuck. He doesn't have overtake available. Neither does Fittipaldi, but that's not going to stop Foster and Fittipaldi from battling here side by side down the Camel Straight. This is going to bring in Swiderski as well to this battle. They could potentially be going 3 wide here, and we'll see how things fare out through the Lacombe chicane. And just as they entered the Camel Straight, they exit the Camel Straight with Foster, Fittipaldi, and Swiderski. Let's not count out Flukinger. Flukagire. That's going to be a big pronunciation. We'll go with Leon for the time being. But Leon sitting in the 7th place position. 8th place is Jacob. They're just sitting here watching this battle take place in front of them. They're still all single filed out as we go all the way back up to 2nd place. Alecron and Reed side by side. And Reed passes Alecron back going into the bus stop chicane. What happens with Foster and Fittipaldi? Well, Fittipaldi is going to try and find the lane to go to. They'll go up the left-hand side. This brings in Swiderski again, directly right with this battle. I think Fittipaldi caught a bit of the sausage curve, but it didn't seem to hinder him, that's for sure. 8 laps to go at the start-finish line. We're officially halfway. Swiderski's going to try and make a move, decides against it. I saw that Foster does not have overtake available as of yet. We'll see. No, he still does not have overtake available. But Fittipaldi and Swiderski both do, so we'll see if they have anything to do with this, or have anything to say about this down the Camel Straight. This is going to be the perfect opportunity as well. They may just use the slipstream, though. No DRS in these cars, just the overtake. Foster is using the overtake. Swiderski nowhere to go. Side by side between the two, Foster and Fittipaldi. Fittipaldi is going to fall back to Swiderski, who just pokes a nose in as they stay wheel to wheel. And again, Fittipaldi retains that 5th place position. But Flukinger is going to be on the right-hand side of Swiderski. Number 5 under fire. That purple car gets past on the left-hand side. Oh, maybe not just yet. They make contact as off the track and out of the race in the racing line as well goes Flukinger. That car is toast, as we saw that live. Tried to squeeze, paid the price. Flukinger is out of this race. Oh my goodness. Well, now we have about 3 separate battles here on track. We have tabs on 2 of them all at once. Or 2 of them at once, 4th and 5th, and then 6th and 7th. Side by side again go Reed and Alecron. They're just trading positions for fun at this point, I think. Does Fittipaldi have anything to say to Foster? Foster under the limit for the most part. Won't be able to use overtake for 100 seconds. Fittipaldi tries again. Again, just the inopportune line. Or the incorrect line, I should say, down the bus stop chicane. I have to say, if that actually is the real Enzo Fittipaldi, which it probably is, let's be honest, that is absolutely impressive work from Harry Foster to keep battling without overtake. Jacob Reed and Marcus Alecron battling again. They're just trading positions. I swear they're doing it for fun at this point. Fittipaldi and Foster go side by side down the Camel Straight. Foster not using overtake. Opting to... Actually, no, he couldn't even if he wanted to. Squeezes Fittipaldi a little bit. And still just hangs out ahead. Just the speed down the straightaway. This is open setup, by the way. So Foster could have a better straight line speed setup than Fittipaldi. Enough to take advantage of not having to use overtake. And not needing to rely off overtake so much. And many apologies, of course, for the Tavern Tower not having the intervals up. We will have that fixed by the next broadcast, whenever that will be. Potentially next week, we'll see. But in the meantime, it will still be a lot of drivers separated. Let's see Alecron and Reed playing to swap positions down into... Wow, Reed just sends. I don't think Alecron's even battling at this point. Someone who is battling, though, is Fittipaldi and Foster. Fittipaldi just barely gets by. Cuts him off, actually. Cuts off Foster. Foster's just going to send it up to the inside and say, you know what? I'm keeping this position no matter what. And that is fantastic battling between these two drivers. I just have to pull out that graphic at this point. And, Tomas Simon is checked out, by the way. We'll do this. for to keep tabs on the top three. So Alecron and Reed are side by side up ahead for possibly second place. Foster is using overtake down the Kemmel Straight. Fittipaldi still trying to fight back, trying to get ahead for fourth place. They barely make contact just about as they go wheel to wheel. Swiderski nearly shows a nose to the inside, but by Lacombe, once again, it is still Foster and Fittipaldi and Swiderski. Foster takes the defensive lane. Fittipaldi trying to find every which way around, as Swiderski just has a wonderful view of this. Let's not count out Oberslak as well, who's sitting behind this battle. So right on board Enzo Fittipaldi here as they go through Puhan. And just see that blue light means overtake is available, of course. Fittipaldi choosing to not use it yet. Little bit off lane. No pressure from the from behind as well from Swiderski. So we'll see. Does Fittipaldi choose to use overtake? Take a look at that blue light. Left-hand side of the steering wheel. If that turns green, or at least starts rapidly flashing, that means he's using it. But he knows he has reliance off of the pure straight line speed. Tries to go to the left-hand side, decides against it. Foster goes defensive. And again, just nothing doing. This is absolutely brilliant battling. 5 laps to go here. Tomas Simone still leading. He's just checked out at this point, and well deserved for Tomas. He's in his own little bubble right now, for the most part. Well, for the most part, I mean, he's 10 seconds ahead as Reed and Alecron go side by side once again. That's Alecron making the pass on the left-hand side. And Reed falls back to third for the time being until the bus stop chicane. Well, they will pass each other once again. Foster using overtake. Let's ride on board and see if we can catch how much overtake he has left. As right when he turns it off, enough to at least stay side by side with Fittipaldi. Wheel to wheel, and again ahead. Great defensive driving from Foster. This is fantastic. You think they'd be battling for the lead at this point with how they're battling. 5 laps to go still. 5.5. Well, 4.5 really. Well, 4 and some quarters. This is just absolutely brilliant, brilliant battling. So the 14 of Rodriguez had a little bit of a spin. The first incident in a while. We'll go back and take a quick look at it, see what happened here. Through Lacombe. Does it get too much on the curb? Yep, just a bit too much, and wow! Just a small nudge. But it's very well kept under control. So Alecron and Reed, well, Reed just gets by Alecron. Which means by the time they go to Blanchimont, oh my goodness. Good need better camera angle for this one here as they continue the battle. Fittipaldi still trying every which way. 4 laps to go at the start-finish line, so it's 4 laps to go for these guys. The top 3 are in their own little world. This is now the top, well, everybody else, really. I think from pretty much 4th place all the way back to about 10th. Fittipaldi tries to the inside. I don't know if he made contact. Maybe he locked up. It might have been Foster that locked up. But Fittipaldi is absolutely just on a tear right now. And he'll try something. He does have overtake available, push a pass, whatever you want to call it. Foster is using it. We'll see. He has 108 seconds left as Swiderski nearly makes it 3 wide. I thought we switched to Fittipaldi for a moment. We did not. Just barely making contact again. Foster is putting on an absolute clinic of defense. For context, we'll go with this. iRating, for those of you that may not know, in case anyone who is watching this, in iRacing, you're sorted by iRating in certain splits. The higher the iRating, the higher the split. This is, of course, top split. Tomas Simone has 8,675 iRating going into this. Second place currently sits Marcus Alecron. He has 6,202, 7,309 for Jacob Reed, 4,420 for Harry Foster, 3,173 for Enzo Fittipaldi, 4,900 for Jacob Swiderski, 5,000 for Jacob Oberschlock. So a lot of range here. So hypothetically, if you have about 4,500 iRating, even 3,000, 2,900 iRating, I see it's the lowest here. Just about. So in theory, they could be top split as Fittipaldi goes off track. They still stay side by side though, trying to keep that position. And he does, finally. After so much work, Fittipaldi gets the pass done, although it be, I don't want to say controversially. But Fittipaldi up to 4th place, but he will be under fire from Harry Foster going down the Kemmel Straight as Isaac Ruska, does get the pass done for 7th place. Started 22nd, dead last, and is running 7th. Well, we saw what Fittipaldi had to offer. What does Harry Foster have to offer? A little bit of overtake, that is for sure. Side by side down the Kemmel Straight they go. Fittipaldi, Foster gets by as they continue the battle. Going every which way, and Swiderski, absolute full-on send for 5th place. And he makes it stick without any contact, catching Enzo Fittipaldi off guard, of all people. This allows Harry Foster to get a little bit of a gap. Finally, a bit of breathing room. My, oh my. What a move by Jacob Swiderski. We're going to have to run that back. We have to absolutely show that battle on board. Look at this. From about 5 car lengths back, sees the opening and makes it stick. Absolutely brilliant pass. I can't believe that just happened. So, Harry Foster, now 4th place, a little ways away from Jacob Swiderski, who sits 5th, who is in the cooldown for the overtake. Here comes Enzo Fittipaldi. Driver's right-hand side as they nearly make contact. Fittipaldi can get the pass done into the bus stop chicane, a little bit of a squeeze done, and he gets that pass complete. As Royskowitz gets the pass done for P11 just about. Top 10 in their own little bubble. Well, top 11 in their own little bubble, actually. 2 laps to go at the start-finish line. Tomas Simone in his own little 10-second gap. 13 seconds, actually. As we'll have to go to the second place battle. Alcrone gets by Jacob Reed. Nearly 3 wide for a moment there. Kaplan had backed out of the battle. Well, we'll have to go back to 5th place and see what battle is happening this time. Oh, guess what? It's Fittipaldi and Foster again. Fittipaldi manages to sneak by Swiderski throughout that entire time. To be fair, Swiderski is unable to use overtake, the flashing green halo, or roll hoop. Indicates that he's not allowed to use overtake for the time being, as Foster does lock up. I thought I saw smoke earlier and I wasn't sure. He definitely locked up that time by. Fittipaldi closing in. Can't use overtake for 100 seconds. 100 seconds as well is basically, well, I wouldn't say it's most of the lap. This lap is almost 2 minutes, 120 seconds. Actually, it's 110 seconds. Never mind, that is pretty much the entire lap. So you use overtake, you're going to have to plan it right. And Foster's going to have to use it down this final run into Blanchimont. As Reed and Alcrone go side by side in the bus stop chicane. We'll go over any final battles in full for the most, as much as we can, because oh boy, both drivers, both Reed and Alcrone, using overtake, using every which way. Harry Foster defends from Enzo Fittipaldi. I think they trade positions ever so slightly there. Tomas Simone has checked out. We'll go back to him momentarily. Once he's closer to the finish. But we're going to have to keep an eye on both of these battles. This is going to be quite difficult, but again, we will go through them in full. Both drivers using overtake, even through Eau Rouge and Radion, down the Kemmel Straight, using everything they have available. Jacob Reed on the left-hand side, camera right side at least, goes down into Lacombe. They still stay wheel to wheel, and with the preferred lane barely is Alcrone for the time being, but Reed is going to try his shot. Goes down to the right-hand side, can't get anything done there. He still does have a chance as they're still battling for 4th place. Both drivers just using all of the overtake possible. We'll do this to keep the battle for fourth, at least semi on screen. How many seconds do these drivers have left? 36 seconds left for Alec Rowe and 24 seconds for Jacob Reed. Reed is going to have a last gasp effort here. He's going to have to, well, he can't really shut it off. I was going to say he should shut it off and save, but he can't do that or else it's over. So there it is. He is out. Jacob Reed is out. Tomas Simone, we catch him just in time. He puts on an absolute dominant clinic. He wins here at Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps as Alec Rowan and Reed go side by side. Here comes Reed to the driver's right-hand side. Alec Rowan is also out of overtake, side by side in the bus stop chicane. The preferred lane going to Alec Rowan, but Reed with an outside pass goes to second place. Third place is Alec Rowan. Enzo Fittipaldi gets by Foster, who seems to have crashed. We'll get to that momentarily. But Fittipaldi crosses the line in fourth place. Fifth place is Jacob Oberslach. Isaac Ruska finishes in sixth. Jacob Swiderski seventh. Jamie Byrne in eighth. Victor Aud in ninth. Oh, maybe not actually. A little bit of a missing front wing actually, as the battle for the top 10 continues to cycle out. That is Juzak, I believe, how you pronounce that, finishing in the top 10. Oh my, oh my, oh my. That was intense, to say the absolute least. Let's go to the replay and cut back by a lot here and see if we can get to Foster. He did crash. Did I go too far back? We might went too far back. Momentarily. We'll see if we can, you know what I think happened? There we go. So, in theory, this should be on the last lap. Where is Foster on my screen? There we go. So what happened to Foster here? Using overtake in. Oh, no. Oh, I see exactly what happened, and that is how... Oof, I see. Okay. That's utterly heartbreaking. Let's slow motion here. Can we get a blimp camera actually? Yeah, probably not. This might be, yeah, this could be good. That right there is heartbreak. No contact made, but because of how that was at the time, Netcode and Fate had decided otherwise for Harry Foster. And after putting up an impressive battle, let's not forget, he put up an impressive battle with Enzo Fittipaldi. That was still incredible. And I believe I did see somebody else. It might have been Victor. Was it Victor? It was Victor Aud, who just had nowhere to go. And Netcode also took over. So let's ride on board Victor here, who has just used all of his overtake, dumped the entire battery, and I don't know if he was fully missing a front left wheel. Well, that time he was. Was he still driving across the racetrack? Because I saw somebody slow on going through the chicane. It might have been Victor, and it was. Yeah, okay. So that's what happened. Props to Victor for still finishing. From this angle, I didn't think he was missing a front left wheel, but after all that, he still finished in ninth. Barely. Barely finishing ninth. My goodness, that was amazing. I don't know if I can phrase that any other way. That was absolutely amazing. Now, this is going to be uploaded after, because apparently YouTube or OBS have decided to just not show anything. So I will do that. I'll upload this afterwards. And if there's any audio issues, well, we'll sort it out by the next race, basically, is all I got to say about that. So it wouldn't be any different from when you heard it live, that's for sure. But Tomas Simone is victorious here at Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps, the Saturday split of Super Formula on iRacing. Oh my goodness, my voice is pretty much gone after that one. I can say that much. But thank you all for, well, in this case, I would say tuning in, but the network has decided otherwise, that being not my ISP, but probably YouTube. So that will be looked at afterwards and seeing how the heck I can fix that. Again, been a while, still learning, trying to get back into the flow of things. But regardless, hopefully you enjoyed if you are watching this afterwards. I might do this next week as well, and maybe the week after for week 3, and then the plan is to switch to JP Broadcasting, who's doing the Sunday split once the new year hits for week 4. So I might not be doing the Saturday split. I don't want to step on anyone's toes. I'm just doing this for fun, so we'll see how that goes. But regardless, hopefully everyone enjoyed. I know I sure did. And thank you all for watching the IMSIM Super Formula Formula B Series here on iRacing.